Hello, BookTube, and welcome to my not-so-daily Pelican. And today is Gertrude Bell. The reason why I'm doing this is Steve Donoghue yesterday did his Daily Penguin on a black penguin of a collection of letters by Gertrude Bell. It was something that's been out sort of recently in the sense for the black penguins, which I wasn't aware of. I have it on order. I do want to have it to compare it to some other things, see what else there's in it. Uh, but what I have is volume 1 and 2 of the Pelican letters of Gertrude Bell. These are edited by Lady Bell. Steve Donoghue did mention that. I don't know if there was actually a Penguin edition of the letters prior to this black one. But obviously, this is Penguin Books, or Penguin Public, or Alan Lane, I should say. But this is Pelican Books. And Steve might be just a little too young at 27 to remember these Pelicans. But I'm sure I have volume 3 because there was 3 volumes. I just can't locate them at the moment. Now, these are first printings from 1939, Pelican Books. And they have the dust jacket, which is a nice dust jacket, which has protected the book itself quite nicely. And the Volume 1's jacket is quite good condition. Volume 2 is a little rougher. Somebody's had tape on it. So that's what happens when you use, sticky tape, sellotape, and so forth. This is, and they're both 6 pence each, and I'm assuming the third one would have been 6 pence as well. It's a complete letters, or at least the complete that was published in 1927, edited by Lady Bell. It was published, Ernest Benn, I think it was, that published it in 2 volumes. So this will be complete. This continues pagination up to 530 almost, 527. So the volume 3 should take it up to 700 and some, which sounds about right. I think there were somewhere between 350 and 400 pages per volume. I haven't read the letters in a long time. I picked these up a while ago. I haven't read them because it's, like, as you can see, it's very difficult. It's bound right into the spine. And the binding is still good, but I'm a little hesitant to force it too much because it won't take much. It'll be fine, then all of a sudden it'll just crack. So I don't want to do that. But I will read some of them, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure if I don't have Volume 3, I will be getting it because I've had a bit of a project. I was able to pick up a whole bunch of Pelicans really cheap a number of years ago. And I first thought, well, I'll just get the first 50. So I think I have almost all of the first 50. And then I expanded and say, well, I'll get all the first 100. I'm almost there, I think, with 100. And they vary in condition. Like, as you can see, some with dust jackets, some not. Not all are first printings. And some of them are even better in later printings, or at least better made, depending on when it was made, wartime, and some of them are just stapled together. But yeah, so it's Steve had mentioned like more letters, but I don't think there is anything else that's been published other than these. The one that was edited in 1927 by Lady Bell as complete. Sadly, she is definitely worth a reevaluation. I'm sure that will happen at some point. There's been a really good biography, or several biographies that have been done about her. There was a film that was made within the last decade or so, but I couldn't get through even half of it. I had to turn it off. I thought it was so dreadful. But, that's sort of Hollywood, I suppose. I think it was a Hollywood film. But Steve also mentioned Freya Stark, who she actually lived to 100 years old and died not that long ago, really. Like, well, she lived to 100 anyway, and I'd have to look up to see. But yeah, I'd collected her books and read everything that I could find by her. Uh, in the mid 90s, a publisher called Garnet, I think it was, put out these slim little volumes of her photographs. There must have been 6, 8, or even more. I was lucky enough to get them as a whole lot pretty well. I think I had them all as remainders, so I only paid like $1 or $2 a piece for them at the time, and I really, really enjoyed those, and it got me to go back and reread as much as I could get Freya Stark's other books. They're quite amazing for travelogue sort of exploration, and there is a letters collection of Freya Stark. I forget who the publisher is, but it's 8 volumes and it's a bit pricey. But I've been wanting that for a long, long time, and I'm just biding my time to maybe get a half decent set for, if I could get it for under 100 pounds. I'd probably be quite happy. And then he mentioned Mary Kingsley too, someone else I really like. Her travels in West Africa and other. She I think she even did some in the Middle East, if I remember right. But somebody rightly mentioned in the notes that there is a big black pelican that's put out by her, which I've not seen, so I've ordered that as well. So I've ordered the Gertrude Bell and the Mary Kingsley volume. Sadly, I don't think anymore there's any penguins of Freya Stark. There used to be, not the Penguin Classics, but they used to have, I'm not sure which series it was, but if I remember right, they were pinkish, or purple or pinkish, purple pinkish in color. And that's how I read some of them, and then I found some hardcovers in that. But I think they did most of her stuff in Penguins at that time. So used, they might still be around. I haven't seen them for a long, long time. The shop here that I go to, the Eagle Bookshop, got a huge Penguin collection, but I don't remember seeing any of hers in there at all. Looking through, but yeah. So there's my not so daily Pelican, and if I can get all the 100, and if I can complete the 100 first Pelicans, I do maybe a daily Pelican. I would do that. I think that could be kind of interesting. I haven't read them all, but it'd be interesting to go through them, especially looking at the difference in what that they published, they commissioned, they reprinted, uh, and the quality of the printing as it goes into the war and post Second World War. But yeah, but anyway, if I hope if do sound out in the comments if you're interested in anything like that. But it could be a while because I got to get them all together and then find out what I'm missing. And I'm not missing too many from the first 50, but I'm probably missing quite a bit from the second half. So I could be missing about 15, 20 books. But I think I'm getting close. But I haven't actually pursued that for quite a while. They're just sort of stacked away in behind other books, piled behind books, basically. But anyway, have a good evening, BookTube.